The federal government introducing legislation to delay by 1 year the expansion of MAID, medical assistance in dying, that law, to cover those suffering solely from a mental illness. The announcement was made by Canada's Justice Minister, and Attorney General David LAMETTI earlier today, who is on the line with us right now. Minister LAMETTI, thank you so much for the time.
Pleasure being here.
Let me ask you, first of all, because I imagine this is a very difficult decision to have to make, and I heard your statement earlier today talking about the fact that we have been throwing this thing back and forth now literally for the last 7 or 8 years, from back in 2015 until now. A lot of people today, and I appreciate this is a difficult situation for you to be in, because on the one hand, people want guidance. They want to be able to finally do what they think needs to be done at the end of your life. And I know, as I said, it's a tough decision to make. Why the delay today? What was the rationale?
Well, it's really to get everybody on the same page as we move forward with this next step. We've gotten great work from the expert committee. It's led by Dr. Mona Gupta. She's a Montrealer in the McGill system. She does great work, and she did a great work leading that committee to give us the guidelines, to give us a set of procedures moving forward to assess and evaluate. We have a parliamentary special committee that's going to look at this issue and going to report on it, as well as advance requests and mature minors. We're not there yet. We're going to wait and see what the committee says. But despite the fact that Dr. Gupta and others thinks we are ready, and despite the fact we have done a great deal of work at the federal level and with some of our provincial partners, other provincial partners said they weren't ready. Some people in the medical community, some experts in the medical community, some faculties of medicine said they weren't ready. They needed more time to internalize what was in Dr. Gupta's expert committee report and put in the appropriate develop the appropriate materials and practices and procedures to make that operational. So we just need a bit more time. There are a lot of people who think we're ready. There are others who think we're not. We felt it was prudent just to put a 1-year pause on it to allow everybody to get up to speed. We had a pandemic. We've had some challenges over the past couple of years, as everyone knows. Let's let everybody get up to speed on this, because it is an important step. It won't touch that many people, but it still is an important step, and it's important to be able to combat the misinformation that's going on around it.
It's not going to come as a surprise to you that some people will say, you've been in power for 8 years, here we go again, yet delaying something that's so important to so many Canadians. So how do you answer that?
Well, the idea of mental illness or mental disorder as the sole underlying condition has only been on the table for the past year and a half, 2 years. It wasn't originally in the 2016 legislation. It wasn't in the 2019 legislation originally. It was added. It was going to be studied by the committee that I just mentioned. It was added by the Senate in the passage of the bill in 2019. At that point, we accepted the Senate's guidance on this, and we created the special expert committee led by Dr. Gupta. So the idea of mental illness as the only underlying condition for which MAID is being sought is relatively new to the process, and so this part of it is relatively new, and we're moving, I think, cautiously, but we are moving forward.
Minister LAMETTI, I have to say, obviously, I completely understand that you want to get it right. But, as you said, it's only been 1.5 years, but now adding a year delay to that. A year is a long time for people who are suffering. So I feel like I would like to hear from you. What do you say to those people who feel like a year is way too long?
My heart goes out to them. I know that people are suffering. And again, I just want to underline, Natasha, for your listeners, this is not the case of somebody who's depressed or someone who's suicidal going to a doctor and saying, I want MAID. That is not what this is. Those people should seek help. They should seek help from professionals. They should seek help from friends and other support groups, helplines. That's important. We're learning more about that. But that's not this. This is about people with long-standing mental disorders who have been under the care of a doctor who finally decide that they can't live with the suffering any longer. And I know they're suffering, and it breaks my heart to have to do this. but I do think in order for us as a society to internalize this stuff and accept it, and for it to be better for more people down the road, I think we've got to take this prudent pause now. I know it's a year, I know it's a long time, and it's an eternity for those people suffering, but I really feel that given the voices of concern that came up from legitimate quarters, very sincere voices of concern, we felt this was the prudent thing to do.
All right. I hate to bring this up, but this is sort of the nature of these things. There is now already political pushback. This is not news to you. The Conservatives actually, I think today, came out again and said this 1 year delay will not resolve the problems. Experts are clear. This is not the solution to help someone with a mental illness. So here's political pushback for something we'd hope would have none, but how do you deal with that? What do you have to do in a case like this?
Look, that political pushback is my daily life. The Conservatives on the committee last fall pressed me for a pause. I thought they were sincere in their questioning. I still hope they're sincere in their questioning. This is a temporary pause, and that's how we're moving forward. Again, the weight of the expertise, I think, goes in the direction that we want it to go. We want to help people. People do have, we feel, people with mental disorders are individual citizens like any other citizen in Canada, and the Supreme Court has said that citizens have a right to seek medical assistance in dying under certain criteria. We are now extending this to mental disorders because we feel that's where the logic of the Supreme Court decision in Carter is pushing us, and we're going to continue in that direction.
Okay.
So just on the opposite end of the spectrum, earlier today we spoke to a woman, Alexandria, who now qualifies for MAID. However, she has a variety of conditions, and mental health is part of it. And she feels basically like the government is more supportive in helping her die than helping her live in terms of getting the support that she needs. We've got a clip.
Yeah, I want you to hear this. Brian?
Our government is saying that we are not going to bother spending our time and resources to help you live, but we will spend our resources to help you die.
Pretty powerful. Caught us a bit off guard as well. How do you react to that?
Look, I sympathize. I think as governments, federal and provincial, we need to support people. Part of the safeguards in the 2019 reform that I shepherded through for non-end-of-life scenarios like the person you've spoken to, Alexandria, is precisely to make sure that those people know what all their options are for living as part of the evaluation process. Look, we just passed, I was really proud to stand up yesterday in the House of Commons and vote on third reading for Bill C-22, which is a disability benefit that my colleague Carla Qualtrough got through the House. This is one of the responses at the federal level that we can say to Alexandria. No, look, we are acting in areas of our jurisdiction to make sure that people can choose to live with dignity, even if they've qualified for MAID, and that everybody else who is living with a disability or some other poverty, housing, all of those social determinants, we know we have a role to play at the federal level. We have to work with the provinces. Provinces have a role to play. Municipalities have a role to play. But believe me, I'm fully in agreement with her that we need to send out not only the resources, but the message to people that life is important. And if you want to live with dignity, we need to provide these supports.
Minister LaMetti, I want to thank you for your time. I always appreciate it. Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
David LaMetti, Minister of Justice, again, on the 1 year delay being asked for by this government as far as medical assistance in dying is concerned for people with mental health issues. Tough one, huh?
Yeah, really
I mean,
tough.
look at the situation you
Incredible.
find yourself in and then have another party pushing back at you saying, no, this shouldn't be doing this at all.
I mean, I think we all get that the intentions are really good here. Clearly, there's work to be done.
I don't know. I can't help but think a year goes by and we're going to be back here again and still talking about this and nothing will have changed. I don't know why.
God. That better not be the case.